Good morning and welcome. This is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television from our corporate headquarters in Lagos State, Nigeria. We're very so excited to have everyone join us wherever it is you're streaming or watching from around the world. We say welcome to Lagos State in Nigeria. I am Henry Igwebike, and in the GV we'll be moving straight to our newspapers, and right after that will be our main conversation also for today. Do well to be part of what we do. Have a say in what we say. You can find us, reach us when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Very so honored to have joining me physically right here in our studios, Emeka Madunago, journalist, public affairs analyst, and a development communicator. Thank you so very much, Emeka, and good morning.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Beautiful. So let's kickstart today from the dailies. We have interesting stories from newspapers today, and we'll be looking into possibly 2 or 3 newspapers. That's Daily Trust for today, Daily Trust newspaper, and the Guardian newspaper, and equally the Vanguard newspaper also. We'll be looking into them. But let's start with the Daily Trust newspaper. Re-gazetting tax laws illegal, lawyers. And on the top strip, we equally have Kano government planned defection on Seto's Kwankwaso's camp. We equally have Northern elders to Nigerians oppose federal government reckless borrowing. And right there, we have a picture of what was the accident scene involved Anthony Joshua. And we have it, it's like the scene of an accident where a truck rammed into of course, Carnival. Okay, this is in Nasarawa State, actually. Yes, but of course, this is more like bringing us back to what happened yesterday involving Anthony Joshua. Emeka, let's take a look at that particular story. Very gory one. Lots of footnotes there, lots of touching points there, lots of clarion call there. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had reached out to Anthony Joshua and the mother, and he was told Anthony Joshua was doing fine and doing well. But at the same time, what do you think Nigeria should learn? We know accidents are inevitable, but what do you think we can learn to possibly maybe get it frozen for a bit?
Well, thank you very much. What we can learn is that we should do better with our public services. Excuse me. We should do better with the state of our roads. We should do better with our response techniques. Arriving at an accident scene without first aid kits, without stretchers, without oxygen, doesn't speak well of an agency like the Federal Road Safety Corps. That they had to carry, those the corpses of the 2 guys who died on the spot. May their souls rest in peace. And they had to carry their corpses, like, they were moving some inanimate objects off the road. Was all right. And all these things have been shared all over the world. They don't speak well of us. And it's not as if these things cost an arm and a leg. They're not expensive. Excuse me, how much is an oxygen tank? How much is an ambulance, a fully equipped ambulance? I know the road safety. I've seen them with some here and there, but what happened to those ambulances? There should be more. On every federal highway, there should be at least 3 ambulances. And then, when you are, even Anthony Joshua was not put in an ambulance. I heard he was put in a police, put in a police vehicle. Why? Somebody was injured. There have been situations like that where people were injured and they were just lifted unprofessionally. You don't even know the state of their wounds. You don't know their state of health. You don't know if they have internal injuries. You just see people lift them. Then it's also a big shame that the story coming out, one of the stories coming out that their things were looted, their personal belongings were looted, phones were stolen and money. It doesn't speak well of us as a nation. Let me tell you, when I say we're hungry, we're not the only people in the world, living in countries with irresponsible politicians and, a thieving ruling class. Yes, but be that as it may, it also speaks to the politicians that they should know that crime, terrorism, and a lot of these ills, has cost 70% by socioeconomic factors. So when you loot the money meant for ambulances, when you loot the money meant for first aid kits, what do you have? Is this kind of situation. And any of them could have been involved. Look at Anthony Joshua, an international figure. A lot of people didn't even know who Anthony Joshua was. Some people ask, who is Anthony Joshua? If you don't follow boxing, you may not really know him. Like, for me, there are people you mentioned in football, I don't know them. Because I don't follow football religiously. So, why not make Nigeria safe and livable for all? We know that during festive seasons, there's a lot of movement, so there should be patrols. There ought to be patrols. There ought to be emergency measures. Look at the days preceding Christmas. The whole country was locked down in traffic, avoidable traffic. Those in charge, the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, knew that we were approaching festive period. He knew the choke points, he knew the pain points on the roads around the country. What did he do? Nothing. So just business as usual. Then road safety, I learned they were giving out packs of bottled water. They were giving out bottled water to people. No, it's not the job of road safety to be giving out water to people. Unless, these things like that can be tangential. But do your work, your primary duty, carry your primary duty responsibly and professionally first, and which is to manage traffic. You ought to have known, you should have a forensic lab. You should have AI tools that would have given you an idea of the expected volume of traffic on the road. And it had been a long time, was it not around July or so, that people started saying that airfares will rise so much from December 1. Even airlines put it on their websites that airfares to certain routes on certain routes will rise. So road safety, Federal Ministry of Works, even the Ministry of Works in the states, and other agencies connected with their jobs ought to have known that a lot more people will be on the roads. People who couldn't afford such astronomical fares will be on the roads. So what emergency preparedness did you have? Nothing. It's sad.
Very so sad, really. I truly do hope that the normal, hypocritical, proactive measure of the government will not be set right now. I know this would give birth to them going to procure as many ambulances as they would want to, just to show that they are working. But after some time, those ambulances would not be available yet again, which brings us to square one of the very distasteful and shameful situation we have over the years found ourselves as a people. But let's take a look at other matters, and that is from the Guardian newspaper. Despite gains, CSOs raise sovereignty fear over Tinubu's silence on U.S. strike. Emeka?
Those CSOs should have also raised the fear. They should have raised the fears of sovereignty, when the terrorists were kidnapping people. There's this venerable lady in Achi, I think it's a venerable in the Anglican church.
Okay.
He was kidnapped along with his wife and their little daughter. The man has died in their captivity. The wife and the daughter are still in the captivity of these characters.
And no one is speaking about it.
Talking. An entire church, people in an entire church service were kidnapped. Was it in Kogi State also? Up till now, they are in the captivity of these criminals. And other people kidnapped here and there. Where is Leah Sharibu? The CSOs have forgotten Leah Sharibu. They've stopped talking about her. What sovereignty fears are they raising? Let me tell you, I tell them if they are raising sovereignty fears, they should purge themselves of the tendency to support terrorists. But that's what it is. That is what it is. There's no way to explain such irrational thinking. So which sovereignty? Didn't Nigeria cross the border to go and fight coup plotters in Nigeria? Benin Republic. Didn't Nigeria go to Sierra Leone, Liberia, the Gambia? Didn't Nigeria go to Sudan? Didn't Nigeria go to Sao Tome and Principe? What sovereignty? They should find something else to do. They should tell Nigerians their real intentions.
Well, while we wait for them to tell Nigerians their real intentions, security matters is still very strong and proven in Nigeria. But let's take a look at Vanguard newspaper for a bit. And to PDP crisis, Wike attacks Makinde. And Fubara says Makinde lied that I am holding PDP for Tinubu. Fubara has no political structure going to APC. Emeka, how do we hold on to Wike at this point? He is still a member of the PDP, but he's telling Fubara, who has officially joined to the APC, that he cannot secure the ticket for the next term in office in Rivers State. So where is here's Wike at this point?
There's people who take Wike seriously that I blame. You should, it's as clear as daylight how Wike, how his political career will end. It's as clear as daylight. Just look at what happened in the past. There were people now who are throwing themselves about. Where are they today? Where are they today? Fubara has moved to APC, and the National Working Committee said they will give him, and fellow governors said they will ensure he gets a second term ticket. As a matter of fact, it was even the state chairman of PDP in Rivers State, Tony Okocha, who took the form, membership form to him. So Wike, who is in PDP, and pretending to be fronting for Tinubu, is now determining what's happening in APC. He should know that he has outlived his usefulness. He has outlived it. Whatever he likes, he can say. He's somebody who is never comfortable with tranquility. When the environment is tranquil, he's not comfortable. So, one thing he should know is that his minions in the House of Assembly cannot impeach Fubara.
They can't.
They cannot. No, forget it. Look, it's as simple as ABC. Forget it. There are certain things that when they get to certain levels, just forget it. They no longer count in the scheme of things. They no longer count. They have lost the plot. Fubara has moved to APC. They have moved to APC. And if the party says you cannot impeach him, it's as simple as ABC. Or else the police will shut down the assembly. It's as simple. You shut down the assembly, the governor will be going to work. They won't shut down the government house now. If the police shut down the assembly, acting on, if they get a court order, and they shut down the assembly, to prevent a likely breach of law and order, what will you do? You cannot sit anywhere else, and that will be it. So Wike should realize that he has lost out. He has played himself out of reckoning. Yes, because when it comes to second term matters, it is not his province. 1. 2, when it comes to Tinubu seeking re-election, Wike is out of it. He's an ordinary minister. He's a mere minister. So it's not because Tinubu has allowed him that latitude. The person who has the latitude is the governor. It is the governor who has the latitude. And Wike should be careful, because all they just need to do is all those allegations that Fubara made against him about the budget of the state, they will just package those allegations to ICPC and EFCC. Just one invitation to either ICPC or both will just nail him. And it's looking like it's going to happen. Talking about Makinde has put him in his place now. I thought he said that any governor who tries to confront him, he will make the state ungovernable. I thought he would have carried out the threat. You think Makinde is some lily-livered governors who cannot? Let him go. Let him organize people and go to Oyo State. I've been waiting to hear that Wike's boys or whatever, they went to Oyo State. Let them go to Oyo State. Let them go to Oyo State and make Oyo State ungovernable and see what happens. Because Wike himself has said that Makinde is a dangerous man, he's a quiet man, but he's very dangerous. And that is the same person you are trying to combat. You have now taken Fayose, drop Fayose into a matter that doesn't concern him. Fayose was governor. Fayose was governor of Ekiti State. He has still not explained what happened to the poultry matter as a governor. He has the fact that the court, federal court, has acquitted in that, as thrown out his matter. Of course, it's the same thing. It's just the same pattern of EFCC handling cases, with levity, serious corruption cases with levity, while chasing small-time crooks with so much energy. Is in pattern. So, that is why people like Wike will be strutting the whole place, moving about with outriders, with a Rolls Royce he claimed he bought with his money and all of that. But let me tell you something. Everything that has a beginning will have an end.
Because it was actually condescending when he said that that Makinde held an Amala convention. And the people there, Otitoju, who was a part of the team, they were just laughing. I was wondering, ain't these people knowing that this man is trying to demean what is a heritage for them, calling the convention an Amala convention?
No. You don't follow what we was. Didn't Sam Dadi Anyanwu, the former National Secretary of PDP, didn't he say they went to hold a Christmas carol? But even the NWC, where was it? The tenure has expired. INEC has said that the kangaroo caretaker committee that they set up, it will not recognize it.
Which of them?
No, the weakest people,
okay,
Sam Anyanwu and the rest of them set up, that it will not be recognized. Neither would the NWC that arose, led by, that arose from the convention in Ibadan. Neither would it be recognized on one basis. One, the Makinde group has this case in court. Sule Lamido, former governor of Jigawa State, who ran for national chairman of PDP, he has a case against the party. Then there is another case in court until those cases are discharged. But the point remains that one, there is an election coming up, an upcity election coming up in Ekiti, another one coming up in Osun.
Well, that of the Ekiti, the PDP candidate has been disqualified. It's not the PDP candidate for Ekiti. It's no longer running.
They will go to court. In Anambra, some gunmen didn't shoot the candidate, the governorship candidate of PDP? Was he not shot in Abuja? But he still participated in the election. They will go to court. So the last has not been heard about the matter. That you disqualify somebody doesn't mean he cannot seek legal redress. He can seek legal redress. That's why people have told Wike, leave now, go to APC. He said if he leaves PDP, it will collapse. And we said we are waiting now. When Ali Modu Sharif was making all the noise that he is the one sustaining PDP, if he leaves PDP will collapse. What happened? Was that not 2015 or thereabout, 2016? But at the end of the day, the Supreme Court said that Mohammed Makarfi, former governor of Kaduna, was the authentic national chairman of PDP. And interestingly, it was Wike, former governor of Ondo, Mimiko, and then Fayose, who actually resisted Ali Modu Sharif and threw him out of the party. So today now, Makinde, another former governor, is coming to throw them out, to throw Wike out of PDP. So it is a cyclical thing. What goes around comes around. It's a cyclical thing. It will come to his own turn now. His own turn on the conveyor belt will come now. Like you see boxes on the conveyor belt, you see them. So when they come through the carousel, what happens? They are taking off. Yeah. So he too will be taking off the PDP conveyor belt. And then the party will move on. The party will get new members. The party will get over all of this. Because I hear that they are waiting for an auspicious time to declare. But even if the PDP doesn't run in Ekiti or in Osun, it doesn't even improve Tinubu's fortunes. One, it doesn't improve Wike's fortunes. Because at the end of the day, what is surely going to happen is that Wike is going to leave PDP. PDP is going to bounce back. So they should just realize that, look, that game, the horse has bolted from the stable. He has lost the plot.
He has lost, actually, because even joining APC is not safe for him, because he knows that the APC bigwigs are equally waiting for him. They know him as someone that might come and destroy the party there. So it's unlikely.
The only reason why he's making a noise is because he has an appointment from Tinubu. Remove Wike as FCT minister today. They will clip his wings. All that just needs to happen. Go and write it down. Just let the EFCC, ICPC invite him.
Very true. Because
and interrogate him.
Yeah, because
he will be sober.
Very well so. Very well so. Because if Malami
Malami was
right now,
look at Malami has become sober. Malami is now quoting the rule of law.
Yeah, should obey court orders.
Malami, Abubakar Malami, in this country, Abubakar Malami, people have no shame. People have no shame in this country. Some people have no shame. If Malami had any personal shame, he should never talk about rule of law. Because what that man did with the rule of law as Attorney General, at different levels, is shameful. It's shameful. He wants to benefit from rule of law. After all the mayhem, this man allowed to happen. Somebody who fought Amotekun would have been established. He fought Amotekun. This same man.
All right, Emeka, let's move to, just before we wind up for this segment, let's move to Edo State for a while. Assault Pedro Obaseki narrates ordeal as amnesty and the PDP orders demand and justice. What's happening in Edo State right now with all of this Ebolo Obaseki feud that seems not to end anytime soon? When the people of Edo State should be expecting good governance from all sides. Rather, what they see is gory insecurity, kidnapping, cultism, assaults of different types. And imagine a man who just went to play football on a Sunday morning, only to be dragged along the road as a criminal and as a thief because of political feud. What do you think is happening?
The Nigerian police has sadly failed in many aspects. That's why, it's because the police don't want to act that you see all these kinds of things. Whatever the man was quoted to have said didn't warrant him being treated like that. It didn't warrant him being treated like that. And one thing people should realize is that when you enable brigandage, you set off a dangerous chain reaction of events of which you are likely to be a victim one day. Those who engineer those louds, those thugs, to go and attack it, I will let them know that their own time will come. It may not be now, it may be any time soon. Their own time will come, because that is the natural order of events. It doesn't matter what people think. We were trying to do this, it's irrelevant. If you don't allow the constitutional order to take effect, the natural order of things will take effect. And nature doesn't forgive. That's one thing people should know. Nature doesn't forgive. So that is why it makes sense for people to be very careful, very, very careful when they do certain things.
Very well said. Very careful when we do certain things, because what goes around comes around. The truth remains that you might be the whiz kids right now. You might be on top of the food chain, thinking that you are the only one there. But time would come when your time comes with a shelf life, and what you did to others might be done to you, even in the worst form and shape. So we should be careful as a people. That's just about the time we have for this segment. Just to let you know, Emeka would still be here to take us on our main conversation when we return. No other candidate comes close to me, Obi says. That in the beat is still Enterprise Morning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.